Good evening, folks, and welcome to the official ARK community. This is Fortunate coming at you. We are now sitting on December 9th, 2022, which means this is our 39th podcast with you all. We are very excited to be here with you tonight, just as we are every other night. Not much more from me. Going to pass it over to our wonderful friend and founder, Mr. Atlas.
Thank you for the introduction, Fortunate. Guys, my name is Atlas. This is ARK, and this is our podcast for tonight. Thank you all for coming and joining us this evening. We have had a really fantastic day, as today was the special moment a lot of folks have been waiting for, to be able to purchase their legacy NFTs as well as Bond LP, which are both able to really open up your levels of rewards, as well as through the ARK Foundation, you're able to receive percentages there in that system. Or if you're in the Bond Legacy NFT side of the reward system, you're able to be a partner here with us. You have a DAO vote. You're also in the pool, receiving 1.5% of all of the taxes in the system, and also participating in the external investments here. Of course, having a DAO vote, which is so important in these systems, as folks are really looking for transparency and having their voice heard. So a very special milestone on our roadmap to be able to deliver this to all of you. And we've seen folks interacting with the contracts, the user interface, everything's been just top notch, excellent. The same way that our private and our pre-sales went with those NFTs. We do want to remind, if there's anybody out there that has not deposited their private and pre-sale NFTs, to do so as soon as possible. If you need any help, please feel free to come and ask us any questions through text on the Telegram group here, or through VC, or DM any of us. But we do absolutely require and request that you do it as soon as possible. Thank you very much, guys, for paying attention to that. It is a very important update, as we do not want anyone to get left behind. We're on a tight schedule here with the whole rollout of the system, with a launch December 15th with ARK Token and the Vault. And that's where everybody's going to start earning immediately. So with that, I'm going to open it up also to Mr. Brett Norden, if he has some updates that he wants to share with us as well.
Yeah, thanks, Atlas. Yeah, it's a great day today to see everything run smooth again. Another successful launch of new contracts, and a lot of busy people in the chat today, and last minute people scrambling to get their pre-sale NFTs deposited. So that's good to see. I know Mr. Green was on earlier and just kind of urging everyone that we'll have a lot less headache on his end if everybody can get those pre-sale NFTs deposited. It's great to see the interest around the legacy NFT and also the bond. I haven't checked the latest stats on the bond, but it looked pretty strong this morning. So that's going to really help us with the liquidity pool, and then also give people a chance to earn those referral rewards. Those two parts of the ecosystem are huge for us and unique to us in some ways. And that's about all the updates. Oh, I was just going to remind everyone, we still have the video contest running, as well as the article marketing, the Medium article writing contest going as well. Those are going to close out next Friday on the 15th, and then we'll draw the winners on the 16th. So those are two things running in parallel. I know today was a busy day, so probably not a lot of activity going on with that, but just wanted to give a reminder to everyone that those are still active, and 1900 BUSD is up for grabs for both of those contests. And I think you've got a pretty good chance to win if you still get in now. I'm not sure what the stats are. I don't know if S23 is taking a look at it today. It's been pretty crazy in the chat. So
there are 21 video submissions and 15 articles.
wow, that's great. And so we'll have 10 winners from each one. So both of them, you have a really high chance of getting at least $100 BUSD prize is the minimum to win there. So that's not a bad little payday for an article or a video. So great to hear. Thanks for the update, S23. Atlas, did you have anything else that you can think of that we didn't cover relating to two new contracts, the contest updates?
No, and I'm glad you brought up the two contests, as that is just money sitting there on the table for the taking. Seems almost just about everybody that's participated, if no new entries come, is going to win. And that's great, but we also want to give more people a chance. And the whole purpose here is to really get some traction and get folks involved, as we've been able to attest and verify that we've had tangible results here just alone with Brad. I'm sure that some of the other article writers and YouTubers have also been able to add people to their syndicate team. So very, very important, guys. Please do participate. Don't be shy. Get yourself out there and write an article or make a short video about ARK and what you understand of the investment. And if for any reason you feel that you might not have all the knowledge or really the confidence, I encourage any one of you to contact Brad, who here, he's here all the time working and willing to help you walk through the process. I don't know if, Brad, do you want to talk a little bit about that? What you can do for these folks and how you can help them?
Of course. I mean, it really comes down to, whatever you want help with. If you just aren't confident and you need some pointers, or if you would like me to sit with you and, walk you through the process from the beginning to the end, that's what I'm here for. Whether it be, a Medium article, obviously I can't tell you what to say, because that wouldn't be fair, but I can certainly give you tips and pointers and just help you through the whole process. Also with YouTube or talking to people in real life, approaching people, how you might present it, everything, all the way from the beginning right through to the end. Anything anybody needs help with, I'm here, pretty much 12, 14 hours a day to sit down with you and just take that time to help you through the process.
You just wrote your first article a few days ago, right? That was your first time putting yourself out there, and you weren't sure that you could write, and you had some results. Can you tell us a little bit about that process? Talking yourself into it and going through those first, words on a page and perfecting it.
Of course. As Atlas just said, I've never written a Medium article, and haven't. It's not very often in my line of work I would write any letters or anything along those lines. So I didn't think that it was something I would be good at or able to do, and I was halfway through writing one. I hadn't even downloaded Medium. I was just using my notepad in my phone, and one of my team actually wrote an article, and it was absolutely fantastic. Get Your Ace. He's in the chat with us tonight, and that really inspired me to finish mine because it was his first Medium article as well. And I thought, this is anybody can do this. You don't have to be a professional writer. And he wrote a really, really good article, full of education, and told his story and some advice that Patrick of Cryptozoa actually gave me was just to write about your experience. It doesn't have to be analytical, everything you write. Just write about your own experience with the project. And obviously you do need to fact check it and make sure that you are giving out correct information, which is one of the things that I would be able to help you with if needs be. But I read his article and I thought, man, I'm finishing mine because it really inspired and motivated me. And then I created a Medium publication with our team name and posted our articles in there. And from that very first article that I wrote, 3 days after I wrote it, or 4 days after I wrote it, I had a lady just pop into my private team chat, and I assumed automatically that it was one of my team members' referrals, and started interacting with her and quickly realized that it wasn't. And I asked her where she'd heard about us, and she said medium.com. and gave the title of the article that she'd read and been referred by, and she's now on my team, and she has her own small drip community. And that's what it's all about. You could write a Medium article and think you're not a big team builder, or something along those lines, and you could recruit someone and they could be an absolute monster. They could have 20, 30, 40, 50, 300, 400 people in a team under you. So, it is really an opportunity that you don't want to turn your nose up at. And again, if anybody needs any help, just reach out, and we can we can help you do that.
Absolutely, Brad. Couldn't agree with you more. And look, it's understandable. We all have family, friends, coworkers, people that we've known for some time in our lives that we've been able to establish a relationship with and have these type of conversations about financial security and investing. And that's great. And we encourage everyone to do that at some point whenever you're confident, you understand the investment. However, we also need to understand that there's a point where your personal network just kind of dries up, right? There's only so many folks that you are able to really talk to and know. Then you can, maybe get a little more creative, especially when we have the mobile app and you're in an Uber, you're, at a party or somewhere. You can always recruit folks and talk to folks in your network and then go out of your way. We're going to be doing a lot of that work here as the time comes and folks start to get really involved and wanting really to grow. But I find that the social media opportunity is something very important, very special, because you're really tapping into a world of unlimited possibility of people that you would never probably cross on your path in any day, right? So to be able to communicate with folks all over the world and be able to attract them and educate them and help them and walk them through it so that they're able to provide their due diligence, we know it's a method that works. We look at SK Crypto K, we look at, Cryptozoas, like these are massive 29, 30,000 people in drip. It's something that you can't look at and not be just amazed and bewildered by, the folks that have taken the time to put the work in. I can't guarantee you that if you don't put the work in, you won't have the result. Just like anything else in life, it's just common sense and logic. You have to work for it, but it's not difficult. It's taking a little bit of time and really opening yourself up, seeing those results. I don't know if Get Your Ace would probably have time or be able to speak with us right now about his experience pushing himself to get out there.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Obviously with the Medium article thing, I had never written anything like that in my past. And I mean, with my work, I am constantly writing emails and things like that. So it's, how hard could this be? And so just sat down and really thought about, how did I get here? What brought me to ARK, or, essentially eternity to begin with. And then it was in there from the beginning, and then, just stuck with the team, and here we are at ARK. But yeah, I mean, really it's telling your story, because no one can tell your story better than yourself, right? And it's going to come through as honest and open, and people will really relate to it. They may not have the same story, or they may, but they'll relate to it because it's, just, it's pure truth. It's your story. And then just putting in some of the facts and figures, and okay, check it out. Here you go. And it's that easy. It really is. I mean, I pulled, some of the documentation from the website, from the white paper, obviously just to make sure that all the information I was providing was accurate. Talked with Brad on some of the um, facts, just to make sure that I wasn't putting any false information out there. And I mean, it probably took me 2 to 3 hours for my first article. to get through it, get it posted, all of that. Now I just pinged Brad because I've got my fourth that I've got ready, and I want him to take a look at it for me just to make sure, again, that all the information's accurate. I mean, it never hurts having somebody, review it, check for, you proofread it, because I mean, I'm not the best at proofreading, but just getting a second set of eyes on it, and it's that easy. It really is. Once you get started, just start writing. I've got a couple drafts of things that I've started, but it helps you to come up with ideas of what you want to write about, and then you just keep going.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've read your articles, Get Your Ace, and they're great. I love your storytelling and how you've laid them out. So yeah, keep up the hard work. Just to add what Brad had mentioned about you never know when lightning might strike. I think we've told the story before, but JC Crypto from Cryptozoa put out an article, one of his first articles actually, and he ended up onboarding James Pelton, who we're doing an AMA with on the 13th, and he ended up bringing in around 10,000 people into JC Crypto's downline. So in drip, and it pretty much set up JC Crypto for retirement. So you're right. You never know when, that one article that you put out, I think it had been like months later too. It was like one of his first articles, and then he didn't think much of it. And then James contacted him, and then the rest just kind of happened or fell in place. So yeah, it could be a sleeping giant. You put one link out there, and then it can just sit there and then turn into a future revenue stream for you that you never anticipated. So that's what we're trying to do here. So I appreciate the comments and the articles. Get Your Ace. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you. Yeah, and one other thing is, I went through the white paper a handful of times just to try and understand the system, but actually digging in and writing about it, I understand it so much better, right? The more you're working with it and seeing it, the better you understand it, the better you can explain it to other people. I mean, if anything, use it as a tool to educate yourself on the system and give yourself the opportunity to get some referrals, while you're doing it.
Is a
Absolutely. Go ahead, Brad.
a very good point that you just made. Get Your Ace. I wholeheartedly agree with that. When everybody learns in a different way, but when you're writing about it, you're forced to take the information in because you have to read it and then put it down onto paper yourself, and it definitely helps you understand it more in depth. And just to touch on something that Brett said there as well, it doesn't go away. You write a Medium article now. We're in the bear market at the moment. You don't know what's going to happen in 3, 4, 5, 6 months, a year's time. When people are researching ARK all throughout that time, and you've got a Medium article there, it doesn't go away. It doesn't get buried. Every time somebody Google searches that or looks at it on Medium, it'll pop up. So it's not just a one-time thing where you write it and then you don't get some positive response instantly. It could be 3, 4, 5 months, any amount of time. It's not going anywhere. It'll always be there. So give yourself that opportunity. Don't exclude yourself from that for that opportunity to get your referral out there, get your name out there, and promote ARK, because we all grow together. It's not an individual effort, it's a team effort. But every time somebody writes a Medium article, somebody hears, even if it's one person, if we all wrote a Medium article and one person heard about it, which is going to be more than that, then the net is being spread. So get yourself out there and just give it a go, and contact me or somebody else. the tools are there. Use them.
Yeah, and there's some social effects on Medium that we haven't really talked about too much, but all of the other writers that are on there that are in this category or space of DeFi or crypto, they actually will start finding your articles, cataloging them, following you, clapping up your article if they like it. And so there's kind of a network effect just inside Medium itself, not even from the search engine, that can bring over some other, aggressive writers that are in the space. So other people from other channels, maybe it's not even, the daily ROI DAP folks, but, something next to what we're doing, if you're using the right keywords and, crypto passive income, DeFi yield, those kind of things, then they'll find those articles or they'll show up in their feeds, and people that are active on Medium will come over and start following you. And then from there, maybe it's not the first article, second, third, but they start seeing it more and more popping up, and, they start asking, what's this ARK file about? And then they come back over to your article and contact you, since you're, representing yourself as an authority or an expert on that particular subject. They're going to be more likely to read your article and then follow up through your referral link. So yeah, it builds really well on itself. And there's a huge network of people that are contributing to Medium that you can leverage off of, not just, the search engine itself.
I've got a bunch of people following me now, that aren't necessarily, well, they're not involved in ARK yet. They're just on the Medium platform itself, and they've obviously read the article. I'm assuming they're involved in some form of DeFi or crypto, and I've got a bunch of followers that, I don't know them, and they're going to see every article I write now, because like Brett said, it will pop up in their feed. So, again, get yourselves out there, use the tools available.
So when are you guys going to start video along with your articles? That's the next step, right?
Next step, yeah. I'm just waiting to hear back from that gentleman that we spoke about, and I should really speak to AirFryer as well, because Atlas, said he's willing to help. But that is the next step, linking my Medium articles to making videos, and I need to get that done. Just need to find the time. Obviously, first and foremost, I'm here to help the community, and secondly, to promote myself. But when I get a bit of free time over the next week, I'll definitely be addressing that. That's the next stage. And some people will prefer, videos and YouTube, or maybe they're more comfortable with that and they've done it before, and the next step for them will be Medium. So yeah, need to get that done.
Yeah, I think that's going to be huge. A lot of the drip YouTubers, I mean, they've turned that into a full-time job. If you can combine both the Medium, YouTube, we've seen SKs doing that now, and a couple other of the Cryptozoa folks. I'm sure there's other people out there, but that just makes it even more powerful, more viral. People can consume the information in different ways, and so that'll be, I think, a big win for you guys. If you guys can get that set up for your team.
There's definitely going to be some superstars in here. There is no doubt about it. We're going to see people really rise to the top. Someone in particular that I grown to really care about, and has become a part of ARK. There's an article that was posted here. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. By Home Free. I don't know if you guys had a chance to read that. Let me pull it up. But he's done a couple articles for us, and this guy's been through a lot, and he's so hopeful about what we're doing here. And Get Your Ace, we're talking about being real. I don't know if have you read the latest article that he posted?
I haven't had a chance to, but it is absolutely on my reading list.
Here, I'm going to go ahead and post it for the rest of. Hold on here. We're in the right place. Yes, 1 second, guys. search here. There it is. And I'll go ahead and forward it here to the chat. But yeah, man, this guy's really putting the work in, and we want to support him and everyone that really comes to this community, as they're understanding that this is a golden ticket, guys. It's an amazing opportunity for so many folks, and we're going to work so hard to make sure that everything here is very safe, very professional, and that everyone has the same chance, the same opportunity to really get that passive income. So I just posted it there. For the folks that are here listening, you can check that out, maybe save it, read it another time. He's kind of going through what he's been through, keeping it very, very real and transparent. And you could also check out his ARK articles as well. But man, these are the type of people that just, motivate us to work so hard and make sure that we accomplish our roadmap and that we're really able to deliver, as these are real people. Everyone here has their own problems and issues. Some are financially stable. A lot of people are not. A lot of people are scared and they're concerned, and they're looking for that hope. They're looking for that place that they could really, anchor themselves to and go through, the uncertainty that's kind of happening all around, that we're all really experiencing. So shout out to him. I've invited him to come and speak on the podcast, but he's out in the wilderness working on some farms and doesn't really have good connection, but we stay in touch in the DMs. And he is very active in other groups through text, and somebody that's out there talking about ARK, answering questions, something like, he sees people talking about, oh, they have an LMS and this and that. He's like, no, it's not an LMS. It's like an LMS, but it's different. It's dynamic. It's not pegged. And sometimes people see NDV here and they think it's just like NDV in other projects. It's a completely different formula that Brett explained so perfect and clearly. And it's just a matter of listening, taking the time to understand, educate yourself. That's why we do these podcasts. And that's why we record it. A lot of folks listen to this at a later time. So for those of you that are not here with us, I've gone ahead and pinned it into the official ARK chat, and go ahead and check it out. Show them your support. Give them a thumbs up. And guys, we're here to support each other. This is the ARK family. We are all on the same journey. We're all playing by the same rules and going through the same, difficult, financial situation in our respective countries around the globe. Let's get this crypto. So yeah, man, I'm really, really proud of you. Get your ace. Also, Brad, for stepping up, and we love seeing those tangible results. That's one of the key reasons you've seen, for example, Drip have so much success, is because of that community just really been on fire and finding ways to just cross on over and talk to people and catch their interests. There's so many different types of investors, analytical folks, especially in these long-term serious projects. They want real data. They want to understand, what the risk is. All investment has risk, and it also has a reward. So it's about measuring that with numbers. That's why we have the calculator from Dr. Kelly Snook. And I think we have all the data. We just have to get out there and have those conversations with folks. I see Mr. Silver 7 is in the house. Sir, I heard you bought your legacy NFT. Is that true?
You heard it correct, Bernie. What's up, brother?
What's up, bro?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Very proud of the team coming through with another flawless contract, and everything's working perfectly. So, man, couldn't be happier.
Yeah, it was pretty seamless. Got right in, got right out.
Well, you're going to be sliding into the legacy NFT private group, the DAO. So I'm going to be sending you it's an invite only for the NFT holders, and we're going to be sending you out a invitation fairly soon. So be on the lookout for that DM, and we look to having you there, as you folks are so important here as partners in the whole protocol and the whole expansion of the ecosystem, and helping us make those decisions. As you know, folks are screaming for having their voices heard in protocols, and it's very important to us here at ARK to make sure that all big decisions are really handled by our community, by our DAO members.
Yeah, I love it, bro. I really appreciate the hard work from you and the team, man.
We're looking forward to you coming and voting and growing with us and collecting every 24 hours those rewards from the pool of the legacy NFT holders, and also coming in that journey for the external investments. We want advice, we want critique, and we just want to have a great time and grow together. So really looking forward to seeing you there, and an honor having you here, brother.
Likewise. Thanks, guys.
Hey, is the construction over, man? The pipe bomb fix at the house?
No, it's still in shambles, man. I'm going to be in Nashville next week, so I won't have to look at it.
Oh man. Sorry, I'm laughing. It's just crazy, man. It's one of those things out of like a bad movie, you know?
It's just me, bro. It's my little cloud that follows.
Hey, we all go through that sometimes. I guarantee you, everybody in here's been through some situations, right? That you're like, man, why? Why me? Why now? And it's just a part of life, right? You got these cycles that happen. But hey, I always tell myself when things are tough, it only can get better. And sometimes that's what you need to understand, to just go through it and not let it get to you too much. So hang in there, brother, and thanks for participating.
You got it, man. You guys have a fantastic weekend.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you. We've got Kelly Snook in the house, ladies and gentlemen. This is a special occasion. How you doing, Kelly?
Hey, Atlas. It's good to talk to you. How's it going?
Great. Successful launch of Legacy NFT and the bond contract as well. The folks are happy.
Excellent.
The children are
Okay.
excited as
The
they're seeing it.
children.
Oh yeah, they're right here. Listen.
Oh, your children. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they're
sweet.
here.
Oh.
You know, bullish, good vibes over here. They're here too. Tell us about you. How are you doing? What side of the world, of the planet, are you on today?
I'm in Melbourne right now. Yeah, just kind of getting up and saw you guys were in a chat and thought I would join in.
What's the weather like there now?
Oh, it's summer. It's colder than I was expecting, though. I think they're having unseasonably cold weather for this time of year. But it's beautiful. Today seemed to be nice and sunny, not too warm, just
Yeah,
perfect.
I've never been there.
Missing out on the winter, which is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I've met a lot of folks from Australia, a lot of Kiwis too, from New Zealand. Great people, but I've never had the pleasure to go.
Come on over. I know you're not doing anything. You must be bored out of your mind.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm I feel bad for Brett. This man was semi-retired, and since our paths crossed, I don't think he really understood how hard, how much work. I mean, he stepped right up, but yeah, Brett's really had to step up and deliver so much. He's done such a great job. But yeah, Brett, you weren't expecting it to be this much, right? Now that you're on the other side.
I've never talked this much in my life. Like, I don't talk on the phone. I don't really do Zoom calls, meetings anymore. I mean, like a long time ago I might have, but now all I do is listen to Telegram, voice chats, and AMAs. So yeah, it's a different life for sure. That's not bad though. I'm feeling good. Like, I have a lot of energy, so I'm not. It's not too draining. I'm not used to or comfortable talking for long periods. Like you, it's just natural for you. But for me, it's not normal. Like, I'm very like kind of reserved, introverted, quiet person. I don't really talk a lot. So It's definitely different.
Well, you went off yesterday.
You don't look
Started
like it.
here with the Ultimo. We started here with the Ultimo AMA, and then we went to a private whales group an hour after that. Cut the podcast short yesterday, and then came back here in a marathon. I think 2-3 hour. You were with one of the big whales that came to visit us here. The guy just showed up all of a sudden, and I think he told us at one point he had 1/3 of drip under him. And man, a couple of us here regretting not recording because we had already left, closed the podcast, came back. But I was impressed. I said, man, this guy's been trucking for like hours nonstop.
Who was that, Atlas?
It was he actually mentioned you, Kelly. It was on AWN.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a real nice guy. We hung out for a while and just chatted up about drip and what we're doing and everything else. It was fun.
Nice. Speaking of drip, kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So yeah, it's been great to see Brett. He's the best. I mean, there's nobody better explaining all the intricacies and everything that's been done here, and folks love it. I mean, they really can connect to his message and the way he explains things. He doesn't bore you and put you to sleep. I mean, he doesn't have a voice like yours, Kelly. I mean, we still get comments.
We still. You have a pretty soothing voice yourself.
That's funny. One of
Kelly,
our
you
good friends.
are kind of a hero, or became very famous in Korean community too.
In the Korean community, really?
Yes, they know you.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Thank you.
Well, those numbers in the calculator work. They transcend languages, right?
It's not me. It's math.
Number works better.
Yeah, really good times here, Kelly. We're very proud of the work that the team has been doing and executing. I just got a short video clip from Jan, who's at this time he's an hour ahead, so it's about 1 a.m. over there in Holland, and he was showing me how his script is pulling all the information for the syndicate viewer, right, of all the wallets in the system, so you can see the different levels. And I mean, this thing is so fast. It is brilliant. It's insider stuff I can't share with the community, but I will send it to you, Kelly, on a DM as you earn it. You have official clearance.
Oh, wow. I feel special.
Give me a second while I look for it.
I see Catalyst on the call. Hey, Catalyst.
Hey, Kelly.
What's happening?
Good to hear your voice.
You that one. Yeah, you too. Nice to see you here.
Yeah, I'm glad you're involved in this.
Yeah, when I see your name, I feel the same.
Lend some credence. I'm actually have to jump off on a 4 o'clock call. I'm going to be trying to onboard, or not onboard people, but introduce ARK to another group I'm involved in. So I'm going to have to pop off here, but I picked up my NFT today, so that went swimming.
Very cool. Yeah, those NFTs are gold.
That's the one I got.
Well done.
anyway, hi and bye. I'm gonna have to jump up and get another call.
Take care, Catalyst. Great to have you here tonight.
Yeah,
Enjoy your week.
just popped in. Thanks, Alice.
Be well.
You as well. Bye.
You can check your DMs, Kelly. We're going to do a Kelly Snook reaction video.
Let me see. API endpoint. Should I watch the video?
It's really short though, but it's really short.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm gonna mute myself. Success.
Pretty fast, if I may say.
Yes, pretty fast. Wow, that's cool.
Fantastic guys we have here. Fantastic. It's just
Yeah.
fantastic.
Do they sleep?
Oh yes, yes. They all get their sleep. They have different schedules. Jan goes to clients' offices. A lot of them are government and hedge funds that he does work for. So yeah, he's doing a lot of our stuff later. You know, this is extra bonus stuff for him. So that's why he's working on a Friday night. So yeah, we'll make sure to send flowers to the wife soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all very dedicated.
How is it going with just everything kind of proceeding towards the launch? Is it feeling like, are you feeling good? Are you feeling on track?
We're feeling great. We've been back and forth with a couple of things with Certic. We also hired a firm called Driven. Those are all in, pretty much those audits from those guys. And we also right now have a group of 3 different Solidity hackers on a bounty program that are going through the contracts as we speak to have also that level of verification and security.
Nice. Nice. That's really great. That's super exciting as well. Like that much auditing is really speaks well to just the ability to rely on the protocol.
Well, yeah, I think we all know that you can't cover yourself with a blanket with a Certic logo on it and think that you're going to be safe.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same old wash your hands.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I'm just kind of trying to put together my own plan. There's so many moving parts that aren't there with, some of the previous protocols. Even Fury, it has kind of even more to think about than Furio. So, yeah, I'm realizing that the calculator that I have is kind of woefully inadequate to actually think through all of the trade-offs. So I'm trying to think about how to build a second version that actually helps take into consideration some of the big factors. I think the rewards are a really big factor in planning strategy if you're even thinking about bringing in even a small number of people. And so, that kind of changes your whole strategy. One of the questions that I've been having as I've been trying to think through my own strategy is, do I want to have, several wallets, or do I want to just put everything in one wallet and put a really big NFT in that wallet? How important is it for me to go fast versus to leverage as much as possible the investment. It's obviously a much bigger return if you split your investment, but then you can't really, well, unless you have a lot of money to invest, then you wouldn't be buying the NFTs in each wallet. So splitting the wallet means essentially, claiming more often, not compounding as much, so not going so fast, but earning a lot more. And those, and then if you have a team under you, then there's also the rewards coming in, and yeah. So I'm not as, it's not as cut and dry and easy as it is with drip. Drip is so straightforward, and it's in these, there aren't as many trade-offs, there aren't as many complexities. It's super simple and it's really straightforward. What's the best thing to do given your own goals, and so this extra bit of complexity and ability to go faster, not only with a higher ROI daily, but also just being able to compound more early on. Like, those are interesting little plot twists that are harder to calculate. And yeah, so I'm always trying to think about how to make a better tool to answer basic questions. So I feel like the calculator kind of is a very, very broad brush predictor of what's going to happen to an investment, but I think with the NFTs and with rewards the way they are, I think it needs to have more detail in it. So yeah, I've been working on that.
Well, the word on the street, these crypto streets, Kelly, is that you like game theory and you like these companies.
I don't actually like the game theory. My favorite protocols are the ones that don't involve game theory as much as just like math strategy, because there's a difference. I think if game theory sort of implies that what you do depends on what other people do, and I don't like those protocols so much. I prefer, like, what I really like is just easy math and just compound interest is easy math. So there's definitely a lot of easy math in here, but there's also a little bit of game theory, and there's a lot of like launching in the middle of a bear market, where that's just overall crypto as a whole is is a bit game theory like. It kind of depends on what the whole world does. So that's the least the least fun for me, is like a feeling of like, oh, I can't actually calculate this because it depends on so many things. I do love this protocol because you can calculate a lot, and you can definitely still put in kind of a worst case scenario or a best case scenario, and you can see more or less what's going to happen in various price scenarios. And price is really, the price of the token is really one of the only free parameters. So I really like that. I like being able to just pretty easily run a bunch of different case scenarios and see what the result is going to be. And that really makes me feel a lot more secure in taking a risk. And these days, anything in crypto feels kind of risky. So I'm happy that this protocol lends itself to some calculations rather than just pure game theory.
I think I used the wrong word. I think I meant to say more of the part of the game strategy. And
Yeah.
right.
What I really like is optimization. So for me, like, more optimal is better and less optimal is less good, but it's actually not all that cut and dry either. Like, a lot of people have a lot of really good reasons for doing something that's suboptimal because it satisfies something else, like just makes them feel better psychologically, or okay, yeah, I'm going to earn a lot less money this way, but I'm going to get it faster. So that's maybe it's optimal there are different like vectors of optimization as well. So that whole puzzle of it is pretty fun for me. Trying to determine, okay, what are the different things that people might want to optimize for, like speed or total return or return by a certain date, and then figure out a tool to run scenarios that then will help you predict the best actions in those cases. I like problems like that for sure.
I like what you said about the launching in the bear market, and I think that drip did so as well. I don't know if that's a fact.
It wasn't as bad of a bear as this one, and then it went through a pretty big dip after about 6 months after launch as well. But there wasn't anything close to this current in like whole environment, especially with the FTX collapse and all the Celsius and all of the other kind of failures and collapses. It lends a little bit of extra gravitas to a launch. I think launching a good protocol in the middle of a really terrible environment is a very interesting experiment. So it'll be super interesting and fun to see. I think people are ready for something that's going to work and get us through these bear markets. And I think there are a couple of protocols that really shine in the possibility for that, and ARK is one of them.
We actually look at it as a sort of like a battle scar, something to be proud about. To raise 1.2 million, 229,000 in the worst crypto bear market that we've had, I think says a lot. I think it speaks to what's happening really out in the real world and also here in DeFi. There is risk in having a business at this point in the real world. There is risk.
Yeah.
There is risk in maybe having a job or not having one in a month or two or a year. There's so much global uncertainty on a financial level, inflation. And I think here we've been able to really tap into a lot of the unfairness that you see in a lot of projects. The charts all look the same, huge pump. And that pump is, coming from those little 1%, 0.5% of DeFi investors that are friends with the dev, and they're, always going from project to project because they've been here for a while and they have their connections and they all load up their bags, the whitelist, and they get their X amount of X's. They fill their bags with the liquidity of the little guy coming in at launch, and they all dump over and over. And you see that, and then you've got the narrative, oh, buy the dip. Okay, I'm not going to buy at launch. I'm going to buy the dip. There's all these things that have just developed. And for me personally, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of seeing the same thing happen over and over again. And it's just unfair. It's good for the folks that got in early. It's bad for the folks after. And those days of the 100X in a couple of hours, they're not here anymore. It's not that time. So I think a lot of investors are having to really take a serious look in the mirror and understand that a lot of them have pretty much gotten to a, meme shitcoin sort of mentality that worked before, doesn't work now. I can't tell you how many folks I know since I've been in the space that some of these numbers that they've lost are astronomical, and it's really taken their life, their stability. They've over leveraged themselves so much, and they're at a point they're so bruised, the morale's down, and they almost don't see any hope. And what we've been able to do here is to provide a even playing field. There's no guarantees. There's obviously huge risk associated. Nobody knows how long something's going to last, but at least understanding that there's a lot of variables that were just giving negative results for the guy that showed up too late. So, we believe that a year ago people would have not have been listening to us, but they're definitely listening. There's no question about it, and
There's no question about it. Yeah, for sure. I think people are really intrigued. Even just the small little hack of, I mean, maybe it's not that small and maybe it was hard to implement, but the small tweak of just not making it possible to sell a token when you buy it, that when you buy ARK, it goes straight into your deposits. Like, that's super cool. I think that one little hack is going to change the game entirely, as far as that pattern that you're seeing, and breaking that pattern and actually forcing people in a way to think of it as an investment rather than a quick pump and dump.
Yeah, and you had a lot to do with the other factor that folks are really, tapping into, and it's resonating with them, which is something that I've been telling folks for a long time, is pay yourselves. There's two rules that I believe are just law, right? When it comes to investing, and the first one is don't invest what you can afford to invest. Don't over leverage yourself. And the second is pay yourself. Get those initials out. The rest is, what they call in Vegas house money, or here at ARK, we call it sailing on the water. And people get the stars in their eyes, and they just don't listen, and they want to hyper compound their way, and they want to get the biggest bag, and they want to do this, and then you hear them over and over again. At least I hear them, Kelly, and this is, over and over, the crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm really happy that, even though it was not in fashion and even though I kept taking hits for it in my own drip, um, rocket science groups, was always, and other protocols, just always encouraging people to claim early and often. And I'm really glad that I did that in hindsight, just looking at what's happened to the price this year from, almost $200 down to, what's it today, $1.14. If I would feel very more guilty than I do already, bringing people into a protocol where the prices just keep going to crash by more than 1% a day. Like, I feel like regardless of how a protocol, even if the price is going to go up, it's still good practice to claim early and often and sell, regardless of the price, in this DCA way, because the DCA always wins out over trying to time the market. So just using a calculator to kind of set your, match your goals to the daily income or weekly income or monthly income or whatever it is, and then just sticking to that plan regardless of the price. It just takes so much of the stress out of the investment, and you can kind of optimize in that way for whatever your goals are, and then just not get too bothered when the price does what the price is doing, because you've planned for the worst case scenario. And with ARK, I think with ARK, that the novel LMS that's being planned, and all of these real little innovations in the protocol, it's even more, kind of less stress, I guess, with your investment. So I really appreciate the level of detail that the ARK team has put into these tweaks to the general, what people think they know about daily ROI protocols is actually not what ARK is at this point, because of all of these innovations. So I really appreciate that.
Well, there was somebody listening to you in the rocket science group. His name is Brett Norden, and
Yeah. I was just going to say, we send everybody over to your best practices document now. That's like the default tour to if somebody comes in and starts asking about strategy and, how should I set this thing up? Well, have you read Kelly's best practices document? That'll cover it. It's like the Bible for ARK now. So that's been really helpful, I think, to a lot of people. So we appreciate your wisdom and putting all of that together over the years. And you got not only got the experience, but you got some battle scars to prove that it's the right approach. Like you said, a balanced approach. And even now, like, I've been following that in my drip investment for a long time now, and it's paid off a lot because like you said, the price is is been tough lately. So yeah, I look back and I was like, man, I felt really bad selling at $30, but that was actually a really good call.
I felt bad selling at $150 and then $145 and then $143. Like if it feels bad selling when it's on the way out a little bit, like you're kind of wincing as you're doing it, but I'm so glad that I did. And I'm really happy to hear that this best practices document is helping. I actually when the rubber met the road yesterday, when I had to like decide for real how I was going to structure my own investments, I was thinking about these conversations I had with a friend of mine who has, made his own done his own thinking and research and calculations for ARK, and his plan is to get a gold NFT and put everything in one or two wallets and like really go as fast as possible, basically because he's scared. And I don't blame him that he's scared. And that's, that is a totally legit like strategy. And it really made me think hard, like maybe I should do that, which is very different strategy than what I've been doing with Drip. And, and there's really good reasons for it. And in the end, at the very last minute, I was like, oh, I don't even know what to do. I just went with the like kind of tried and true, go slower, but split it across, just the maximum leveraging of wallets. And, I don't know if that's actually the right strategy. I guess we'll only know in, 2 years from now. But I think this racing to max payout thing, there's a place for it, especially if you think that there's a good chance that the protocol is going to fail. But when I went for myself to put all the different NFTs that I'd bought, with my ARK and put it in my wallets, and I had to really, really think what's the best for me. I decided I'm not going to race. I really actually think that if any protocol right now has a chance for some stability and some longevity and some sustainability, then it's this one. So I went for the kind of longer, slower, but bigger payoff. So yeah, I am putting my money where the mouth is. But this protocol actually challenged me to really think through, and my friends that are doing different things made me think twice. But I don't need to race to max payout. I think that might be a red herring in a way, and a kind of leaving a lot of money on the table. And it's also a bit harder on the protocol overall if everyone does that. So I kind of chose the team player route, but it's still a very lucrative route. It's an amazing balance that you guys have been able to achieve with the code.
Well, Brett's done an amazing job. There's no doubt about it. The man sat down and took that down.
Sure.
Okay.
It'll be interesting to see like how fast the gold and silver and platinum NFTs are selling out, like how people are thinking and feeling about how much is it worth it to them to go faster. That's essentially what it provides, is the ability to go faster and also just have it build bigger downlines and also get a piece of the kind of a piece of the ownership of the protocol. I'm curious to see how that's going to go. Do you have any early stats, Atlas? How are the sales looking?
You. Brad, did you have the latest that we talked about at the beginning of the podcast this evening?
It was like 65, 6 and 3, but I'll check again right now.
65 silvers, 6 golds, and 3 platinums.
Yeah, yes. Let's have a look and get the real numbers. 66 silvers, 7 golds, 3 platinums.
Right.
I know a lot of people
Okay.
are waiting till the downline referral trees are done on the 12th. Or sorry, is the 12th? Yeah, it's the 12th. We'll have the referral trees done so people can see what their downline structures look like, because it's hard for them to estimate, how many people came through the referral links. And then they're gonna, make decisions that way, whether they go for the legacy NFT or bond or whatever else. So it'll be interesting to see. We were talking about that yesterday. That I'm more curious. I know that the legacy NFTs will kind of be the slower, as new people come into the protocol, and some team builders get attracted over from other protocols as well. I think the legacy NFTs will just be kind of a steady thing as we introduce it to new people. But the bond is what I'm curious about. I don't know why. I'm curious about that, because the with the multi-wallet strategy, it really lends itself that a lot of people that are following that will get the bond LP, and probably hang on to it for quite a bit of time to get the the compound rewards off their level 1 at least. And that's kind of the way I thought about it when we were designing it, was that I know if people are gonna put 4 or 5 wallets underneath their top wallet, and they're gonna get enough bond to at least cover those referral rewards. And then it's going to create, a little yield for itself, and they can compound that in. And yeah, I just really like the dynamic of it versus doing like a secondary token or something like that. So that's what I'm kind of curious to see how that turns out. It creates a nice incentive for people to stake in that liquidity pool, versus just the idea of just doing it for a decent return. But yes, it helps the protocol and provides liquidity and all those great things like the reservoir does for drip. But with that extra utility, I'm just curious how much more incentive people have to participate in the foundation.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's really clever. The two different possibilities for gathering rewards. Bond doesn't change your CW C compound to withdrawal
No,
ratio, does it? Okay.
no. All it does is qualify you for the referral rewards, and then it has the tax rewards pool, just like
Yeah.
reservoir.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and the lottery, right? Do you qualify for the lottery, or is that just
Oh
the
yeah,
NFT?
yeah. That's the Spark rewards. Yeah. So if you have at least a level 1 referral reward from your bond stake, then you will qualify for the Spark rewards. Yeah, I forgot about that too. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that'll be cool to see how much that's going to build up to, every day. And if we can have multiple winners, that would be great. But as we go along and the network grows, then obviously that'll get bigger and bigger. So that'll be fun to see.
Yeah, that's just a little added incentive. Reminds me of the elephant raffle that happens every day. Just a little bit of an extra incentive to keep investing.
Yeah, we wanted to do a lottery somehow, but it's hard. You can't do a max deposit into the foundation because it's liquid, and then you can't really do one for the ARK vault, because there's a cap on the amount you can deposit. So it would just be the same people swinging at it every day, probably to just get to that 4,000 point, and then you'd have multiple winners. I don't even know how you do it, but it's not really the behavior we want to incentivize anyway. So yeah, doing it through the Spark was like a cool little twist that we came up with at the last minute, but it worked out. Some of this stuff just sort of comes to you, as you're like working through problems, and people had questions, and then we're like, maybe we can do this or that, and what was the pure intent of that whole system anyway? The round robin thing's supposed to be, a more decentralized reward system. And I think we kind of struck a nice balance.
That's super cool. Hey, I had a question. I think I know the answer to this, but I thought I'd just ask it here because I'm pretty sure that if I'm wondering about it, then maybe I just didn't find it in the white paper where I thought I would find it. So, Brett, what you know how there's a 4,000 ARK limit on the deposits? Does that include rewards, or can you get kind of an unlimited number of rewards in the wallet? And if you get an unlimited number of rewards in your wallet, does that mean you can keep your NDV up more with rewards than if you were kind of just depositing fresh or redepositing into a wallet?
Yep, yeah, you got it. It's the 4,000 max deposit is fresh capital and also airdrops, received airdrops.
So received airdrop count towards that 4,000, but rewards do not.
No, they don't. Nope. The rewards only impact your principal balance, but they do act as a positive effect on your NDV to maintain the 2%.
That's cool. That's pretty brilliant.
Yeah, we did the airdrop thing to prevent, that typical kind of cash out effect you see in some of the other protocols where they've got a big bag and they just move another, dump 10,000, whatever into the next wallet and just kind of rinse and repeat.
Yep. Exactly. At first I thought, I don't really like these NFTs, these legacy NFTs. I don't like that it enables people to essentially buy their way into going faster. But then I thought, actually, that's really, really brilliant. I like it a lot. So kind of as I've been working through my calculator, I've been thinking, oh, actually, this is a really brilliant way to prevent some of those negative actions that you were just talking about. Because every negative action will come at a much higher price. You'll have to pay for those things that people are doing so easily in other protocols that kind of harm the overall sustainability of the protocol. So it's really cool, these little things that you've thought of, Brett.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I really like a lot of people think, well, it's, that's going to benefit the few and, that kind of thing. On one hand, that's, that can be true, but that capital is being put to use, to support the overall ecosystem and bring revenue back that everybody, is concerned about right now with liquidity. And we know liquidity is the name of the game. So if we have those external revenue sources feeding back into the protocol to help support that liquidity, then it's a win-win for everyone, and typically the people that are going to buy the legacy NFTs too, they are for the most part are also getting referrals and bringing new investors to the system. So I think it's a win-win, at the end of the day. So, but you've played around the calculator. If you just compound yourself into those higher tax tiers, you got to be careful, right? So at some point, you start taking profits, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I have to head to another meeting, but it's been nice hanging out with you guys. Thanks for the kind words, and I'm gonna try to get another version of my calculator out in the next few weeks. I probably won't have it done before launch, but I am working on it just to let y'all know.
Great. We'll look forward to that one.
Oh, by the way, I am getting some DMs. Oh, sorry, Brett. What was that?
Oh, thanks for coming by and hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
You were our special guest today.
I have another question. I'm getting a lot of DMs from people who are not making proper copies of the calculator, and I don't know what we can do about that. But I guess they're just downloading the main page or something, and then they're not downloading the other tabs. So I don't know if we need to try and put some instructions somewhere on how to make a copy of a Google spreadsheet. It's not really advised to download it and use it in Excel. It's much more likely to work flawlessly if you just make a copy on Google Drive, but that requires, I guess, you having a Google Drive account to put the calculator in. So I'm not sure the best approach. Hopefully my sister will make a really slick, like, actual app with a proper UI and like a friendly version of the calculator, and we won't need to use these Google Sheets. But yeah, I am getting quite a few, like, the calculator's broken. I don't know what to do. DMs.
I think even if we did
even
if we did a simple version, a lot of the people that are in our little circle, from other daily ROI dApps, they're more sophisticated. They're, considering legacy NFTs and referrals and things like that. But if we, as we move out into the mass market, it'd be cool just to have a simple one. Maybe Rebecca can help us with that. That's part of our mobile app, just for people to, a one wallet strategy, and they just put in a simple deposit and they can just kind of see how it works, and not get into all the crazy strategies. That would just be cool just to have a basic one, because most people coming in off the street, to put their toe in the water, they're not gonna go full tilt. And if they do, hopefully they're going to do their homework and, play with the more advanced calculator and really research the white paper more, and talk to other people that are experienced, with these type of dApps. But I'd imagine that someone that just comes in and, has a smaller bag to invest, or at least to just get started, I think just even a simple, one wallet calculator would be helpful. That just shows that the real high level result.
Yeah. Yeah, well, hit her up. I'm sure she'd love to do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, lovely hanging with you. I'll talk to you later. Cheers, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly.
Thank you for coming by and participating here tonight with us. We really appreciate you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Let's get to crypto. Fantastic, guys. Man,
I've got to probably bounce to that. I have a Christmas party I have to go to in about 20 minutes. So I got to get ready.
We're gonna hang out.
I'll keep you on. I'll keep you on speaker. So if something pops up, let me know.
Yeah, I think we're about to finish up pretty soon. But man, we haven't even opened it up to any questions tonight. Let's see if any of our participants have a question for us. Please feel free to mute your mic, ask your question, or if you have a comment, suggestion, we'd love to hear from you. All right, I guess we don't have any questions this evening. Folks have been doing their homework. They've been taking some notes, listening to the alpha that's coming through here tonight from Kelly Snook. Really surprised us. I didn't know she was going to be here tonight. She's traveling.
I have a question, Atlas.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead, you man. You sound better, by the way.
Day by day, I get better. I like your new emoji and your name. I like your sunglass. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So
Yeah.
yes, much more professional. Before is cartoonish.
Yes, we like cartoons about Monopoly. But yeah, we had Gordy do a portrait of the core team and the advisors. Kelly has one, Rebecca, her sister, as well. And you're going to be seeing those, I think, probably tomorrow or the next day. We'll be releasing the profiles for everybody. So you get to learn a little bit about us, where we come from, our experience in life, and why we're here. Who makes this team and who makes the advisors as well. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, guys. Coming really soon. Go ahead with your question, Mr. Itaman.
What's your take on Ultimo? Do you have that card? And 3.5 grand is not small amount. So I know it's not for everyone. But what's your take?
Well, I know Brett has ordered his. I have not yet. I've been very, very busy. And I'm kind of the type of person that always puts himself last. My way of thinking is, priorities, having the responsibility here for the community, making sure that the code, everything's coming along, the audits, is really time constraining. And at the time that Brett had done it, I was really busy and swamped. But I can tell you that I will be getting the NFT over at Ultimo. The card is something that I've been praying for for years. In America, understanding the banking system and having accounts closed because I was purchasing crypto 6.5 years ago or so. And also here in Europe, I've talked a lot about it here with you guys about the controls, and you want to definitely be careful. I follow a strict no bank account to exchange policy. I don't want to be having to go through that whole process. So I mainly handle my things on a very private level and with structures that protect me. So this product is absolutely something that speaks to me, and I believe that it's going to help us with a lot of folks in these jurisdictions who want to just have more freedom and make their financial choices as they, earn here with ARK, and there are other investments as well. And I also see a bright light that's going to come for a lot of the folks in countries that are just not accepted into a lot of these centralized exchanges, right? You're looking at South America, you look at Asia, I look at the China market, and with the controls they have over there, everything is very strict. The whole system is built to just control and supervise and collect data. And crypto is something that they're afraid of. So they onboard Chinese, they onboard everybody except North Koreans, and they ship everywhere in the globe except to Russia, just because UPS and FedEx are not functioning right now there. So it is a fantastic product, and I don't think a lot of folks here understand how that's going to really help us to onboard and bring on the ARK so many investors around the world that want this product but may not have the ability to have a seamless, transfer from an exchange come to them. Does that answer your question, Mr. Udeman?
Yes, yes, yes.
And it is a lot of money.
Similar. I think the situation. Wow, my voice is echoing. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
I'll be myself. Sorry.
Yeah. So, like the crypto.com card, it was briefly available in Korean market, and some got it when once I talk about it and they apply for it, and some of them got it, but soon after they just decided not to ship their card to Korea again. So like a handful of people have that card, but not anymore. So this Ultimo card may be very beneficial for them to use their crypto along with that card. That'd be awesome.
Right. And the great thing is that once they're launching their product for everyone, it's going to be $700, and 150 will already be credited onto the card that the user is going to be able to go and spend. It's a Visa, right? Or you could take money from the ATM, and that's, I think, a very very cheap price for an offshore banking relationship directly with the bank. They're very transparent in the way they're doing things. They're great people. So for right now, it's more for the folks that can afford that and want the participation in the whole protocol and the company. And those guys have big plans, and I believe without a doubt that they're going to achieve them. As we're seeing a lot of folks wanting to get into crypto, but having the issues, and the folks that are in crypto are always having to deal with the worry and the concern of how well they're able to protect themselves. So for the folks that can't afford it, I would suggest to just have some patience, and we're going to help them to fill that as a partner, because their success is a part of our success. We're not in a position to go and and onboard, thousands of people at $3,500 in the current, financial stresses that folks are going through. So we understand that an entry at $700 is something that an investor can even come to ARK, and as they collect that BUSD and they get to, from the rewards $700, they can go ahead and sign up directly with Ultimo, and they can start spending their crypto and putting it in their hand, that fiat, putting food on the table, which is what I believe all of our investors, that's their ultimate goal, right? To bring those gains into their daily life for their families and for their own financial goals.
Yeah. Awesome.
So full confidence from us. It was a very important decision, and one that I think is going to, through time, be one of our best decisions, as it fits ARK perfectly. It's just perfect for us. So yeah, let's see how fast they're able to achieve their financial raise, to get to the level where they're now onboarding just regular standard customers, and they're working very hard. So we'll see that.
Would people be able to buy ARK from Ultima Card? Do you think so?
They're going to provide the fiat onboarding through debit and credit cards, so people can purchase ARK from their own cards, right? With whatever bank they have anywhere in the world, they'll do the fiat onboarding, so it doesn't have to be an Ultima card, and they could just do that. And if they want to also have the offboarding and get the fiat with the bank card that they're offering, then they could go ahead and do that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Very good.
I don't want anybody to have an excuse to not participate, to not get this financial freedom, right? To not get this crypto. And I think that through our prime directive of a global initiative to talk to these folks in their language, wherever they might be, the poorest, little town in the world, or desert, or up in the Himalayan mountains, that there's no excuse why you cannot join us on this journey. There's no excuse. And not being able to cash out is a very realistic, tangible situation that would make some folks say, hey, wait, sounds good, but how do I get this in my pocket? We're kind of spoiled living, in Europe and in the United States, and some of these places where it's very easy to be able to get your crypto gains into fiat. But there's millions of unbanked people all over the planet, actually billions. They are all looking for a great passive investment that grows over time.
Right.
So no excuses. And they're like, well, but I don't have $700 today. Don't worry, sir, ma'am. Earn your way, collect that BUSD, keep it in your wallet, and then when you're ready, you've got your gains, you can go ahead and get the card, and then they'll send it to you anywhere. And it's a pretty fast process. The KYC is very simple, very professional. We know a lot of folks that are currently using the card, and they couldn't be happier. And I can't wait till I get mine. It's just got to find the right time to go ahead and complete the transaction. And I better hurry, as they're, I think definitely more than halfway to their goal of 500 NFTs. So, right now is just pure focus here. We have a lot of work to do and a lot of things to deliver. And, the next couple of days will be busy. Let's see after launch if I'm able to take some time and focus for that.
Yeah. So you need to mint the NFT from their website, correct?
Yes, that's correct, sir. And if you have someone that referred you, I believe there's $100 bonus for them if they're currently a DAO member and they have an NFT. And then later, once the general public is able to come and purchase their make the investment into their account and their card, then I believe they were saying here at our AMA that it's $50 for the referral. So that's a cool incentive as well. So if you get it, man, give me your link. I'll sign up under you.
All right. This sounds great. Have you ever talked to Erin, the Canadian lady?
I
She
don't.
used to be a face of Ooze Finance.
No, I don't know her.
Oh, maybe I need to hook you up because she's a YouTuber or so, and she was a face for Ooze Finance, and she has her own group, and she's very, very good. And then she also talked about Ultima like a month ago before.
Bring her to us. We'd love to meet her and show me her channel and everything. Absolutely. Look, we need all these leaders, all these folks that have experience here on board, especially if they have a great community and they're looking for a very sustainable long-term investment in these times. So please do that, man. I'm glad you thought about her.
Sure, I'll do that.
And man, you really sound like yourself again. I think this is the first time, Uda man, I speak to you, and I feel it's you again. Your voice.
85%.
You sound great. You sound great. I could feel the positive energy.
I think by next week before lunch, probably I'll be able to bring you over. Really, really. I did the streaming yesterday, and then my voice after like several minutes, my voice is gone again. So I want to fully recover and then don't cough during the streaming. And then by the time I'll be able to bring you over. But yeah, really, I want to get back to my regular schedule. But I'm glad I can listen to the podcast daily because before I used to speak daily, but now I listen to the podcast daily. That's awesome. That's quite different transition.
Very good. And I know you've got some positive changes that you're making in your life for your health and your family. Because when we get all this crypto, we want to stay alive and we want to be able to have a lot of beautiful days and enjoyment of freedom and abundance, and to see our family and friends healthy and happy. So we have to make those change. I too, my wife every day tells me you need balance. Let's go for a walk. We actually went for a nice walk today, which was very, very important. So, guys, if we don't have any other questions, let's give it another 30 seconds. If there's anybody else, General Ashcroft, Jimmy, Bootading, Mistletoe, any of you guys have a question, this is the time, as we're going to go ahead and close down the stream for tonight.
No question from General Ashcroft, just still basking in the glow of my gold NFT.
Gold bid? Oh, let's go. Oh man, I gotta get, man, the children are happy. Everybody's happy here. Let's go.
Here you go. Let's get this crypto, guys.
Nice, brother. Nice. That's a big boy move right there. Send me a DM, David.
Yes, sir.
Reminding me of that, because there's a group, a legacy DAO NFT group that's going to be made in the next couple of days, and you're a part of it, man.
You got it. I'll do that as soon as.
Congratulations, man. Put a big smile on my face. Yeah, a lot of folks are really looking at those. And for the folks that can't afford it right now, do not panic. I sincerely hope and believe that there's going to be plenty of supply to last some time for our first investors here, right? The people that came into the private, the pre-sale, and launch. If you look at our community here, we have, I believe, around 2,500 on the Telegram. The Discord is still very small. After launch, we're going to start putting some focus there into Twitter and all. But mathematically, it seems that there's more than enough supply. I don't want to mislead anyone, but I don't want you to feel any fear that you're going to miss out. And the way that this is structured, you can purchase bond or you can purchase a silver and work your way up. And there's the boost. I just actually ran that command. I wanted Kelly to see. I'm not sure if she has known or seen that yet. So you can go on the bond side, and then when you're ready to get the NFTs, you can sell your bond and then take that BUSD and go and jump into the NFT side if that's what you wish. So for the folks that can, fantastic. And the folks that are in a financial situation that are not able to do that, please do not worry, don't panic. You can grow into a NFT as you start to receive your ArkFi token gains and save that up. So this is a multi-year plan and strategy, and we, I think, set aside enough to be able to give those folks that do want to take that opportunity and that path to do so now, but leaving enough for later, knowing that there's a lot of little guys that are going to come in here that have high aspirations. They want to get involved. They want to bring ARK to their communities, to their colleges, to their workplaces, and as they grow, they're going to have a lot of opportunities to get those NFTs. So, man, congratulations, brother. Welcome on board. And yeah, I'll have you. It's invitation only for the legacy NFT folks to the private DAO group, as you guys will be part of our external investments and voting and everything. So it's going to be nice to see that fill up gradually through time. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Go ahead, get on Ashcroft.
No, I was going to say thank you and good night for all your efforts.
Can we get a let's get crypto?
Let's get this crypto.
Let's go, man. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. This is the 39th podcast here at ARK. What a wonderful surprise to have Dr. Kelly Snook come and join the podcast and give her opinions of the project. She's definitely had a hand in molding the clay here and has done a fantastic job with the calculator. And just to hear her, confidence and understanding of what has been done and why, and how it's just screams sustainability and safety for investors. It's I think a big thing for ARK. So shout out to her. Thank you for coming over this evening and also asking some questions, which is great because she has her rocket science community. And for those of you folks that want to join that, you can find, I believe, here in the chat her group, and you can join. She's a syndicate founder and advisor here as well, and we're going to see her star shine here at ARK. There's no doubt about it. So thank you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. EST, 11 p.m. UTC. Have a wonderful evening, and let's get this crypto. Good night.